All right, so this is a slight update to Neck Down, the labor management app I'm working on. So when you first load it up, you can either import a .sfx, like a project you're already working on, or you can create a new project. I'll import one I've been working on, just kind of show you exactly how it works here. Let's go to regular light mode, it's easier to see for explanation. Um, Main features, you can kind of filter everything by stage and see what stage you're going to be at on what day of the build everywhere. Um, you can kind of see in depth on each day how much labor you have. You can assign that labor to whatever task, and it'll pull from this number right here, and it'll basically give you alerts like, oh hey, you're trying to assign more labor than you've been allotted. Give you a chance to try to nip that in the bud before it becomes an issue. You can assign leads up here, and it'll kind of do the same thing. Like as you type them out, their name turns green, and then you can see basically like, so like okay here, like let's delete Ivan because of course he's probably not going to show up anyways, and his name is no longer green up here, meaning I have somebody I can potentially put there, if he fucking showed up ever. Um, the stats view, I've been putting a little bit of work into that. Everything here is useful now. It starts out with just a generic overview of your progress based off of anything you've assigned an end time to gets counted as done here. So that'll count toward your progress in these tickers up here. You have a little Gantt overview of the progress of each category right here. The solid colors are things that have already done. The light colors are like your kind of projection in your plan that may or may not, solidify. Um, you have a linear completion list right here of every task in order of the logged completion time. I'm going to tell you the start time right here, but primarily the bolded time right here, that's the time that this task was marked as completed. You have the task owner here, the task duration, the task category over here. Those are all things that are editable from the day view. The first name in any task list, or any name list in any task, is bold automatically. That's considered the task owner, and that's the name that'll show up over here in this view. This view is also filterable by stage, so you could kind of just see your completion timeline for each stage. If so, I might wind up adding another day to the strike right here because I only put up to strike day 7, so I could do that over here in the calendar by edit schedule. I could add another day right here if I wanted. I haven't got there yet. Um, you can create a new one just by going back here. Obviously, like if you were working on something, you would want to save it. This isn't like automatic. It will save in your browser for one project at a time. Like you could work on this and then close your browser and then open it again, and all your changes would be saved. But if you were to click this button and you didn't export it first, then you'd be in bad shape. So basically, if you're going to share it with somebody that also is using Neck Down, you could do that by exporting the data as a .sfx file, and you could just email that to somebody, and they could load it in Neck Down and see your project. That's how it works for right now. I'm going to upload it in the future, but that requires like databases and fucking like actual servers, and it's like an actual cost associated with that. So it's not something I'm really planning on doing in the near future. For right now, it's just going to be like a local browser-based program. But yeah, I'll walk you through the kind of creating a new project real quick. So you go back to the home, no file yet, start with a blank 423 template. This is just a generic let's say like a random build might take 4 days, 2 days to show, and then 3 days to strike. You can edit that by going to the calendar right here and say you think it's going to be a 7 day build. Maybe it's only a 1 day show and it's 3 day strike. And then it'll automatically populate. So you can go to each day sheet right here by just clicking on it. You can add a task, say like day 1, we'll say add task, boneyard, stage 1, dump and organize. Lead, Eric, boneyard guy, resources, say he's got 1 fork, 2 hands, 1 fork. We enter comma separated values, it'll automatically kind of know what it's doing right here. So you give him 2 hands, 1 fork. See, automatically right up here it shows you alert you're trying to apply 2 hands, or you're trying to assign 2 hands or 1 fork that you don't have. So this is where you would enter whatever spreadsheet you got from the producer or whatever that you finally agreed on labor terms from. You would go up here first, that's what I do. And just say like they gave you, 10 hands for the day and 2 forks. So that's how I just kind of plan the day out. So boneyard, dump and organize. He's got 2 hands for straps and a fork, right? So that leaves me, I've got 8 hands left, and another fork, right? So let's see, just give me some more forks here. So what else am I gonna do? I'm gonna do some assembly maybe. On stage 1, I'll lay out truss. We'll put a good assembly guy on that. We'll say we'll put Gobble there. Okay. Let's see, what else might I do on day 1? Base out, right? So let's see. Oh, who's Gobble gonna get? Let's give him 4 hands. So that leaves me with what? 6 use out of 10. I have another 4 hands for base out. It's perfect for day 1, right? So add task. We'll put Jim on base out on stage 1. 1 fork and 2 forks. 4 hands. I'll give Gobble a fork too. Sorry, the description. So start basics. Gobble a fork. Yeah, that's when your full labor allocation is used, it turns green up here. That's pretty good day 1 right there. This spot's open right here for any pre-planning notes you have right here. And any calls to the crew, you can export this sheet as like a day sheet by going to export in PDF, and it'll kind of cut out some of the necessary things or the unnecessary things. There's like a call and cut time up here, which I forgot about right here. So say call 7 a.m. cut 6 p.m. You can rename the day, like say just call it day 1 dump. You can rename the project, we'll call it random example project. You can go back to the overview right here, day 1 dump, and see, you can just start to add tasks. Let's say maybe we don't even get to the base out today because of like some logistics issue, so you can just drag and drop it over here. But that'll fuck with your labor too, so now suddenly you've only got 6 used again, so you might want to just assign some more to Gobble or whatever. Stats automatically starts working as soon as you start working over here. Don't forget to save it if you're ever gonna export or import somebody else's project to view it. Always, it's a good idea, even though the browser saves one project at a time for you, it's always a good idea to just export your .sfx, just like you're saving a file that you're working on. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it.